Okay, Andy, time to get rolling. Let's go ahead and start our process. Dial looks good. You've got a little bit of water damage right here, and I believe that follows over to your ring on the inside, but we'll try and get that cleaned up. Okay, so your dial ring is a bit cracked, so we're gonna either have to fix that or put a new one in. Let's check out your back of your dial. Remarkably, there is no discernible date. And that's not to say it's not original, but for some reason this one did not get a stamp. Okay, well that is the movement disassembled. I see some evidence of prior service. I'm not really sure. It looks like the movement was highly over-oiled, but I am going to check everything and make sure that everybody is in good shape. And we're going to jewel this arbor port and the one in your bridge, and we will come back. Okay, Andy, we are out of the cleaner. Parts are looking really good. Everything is ready for assembly. Just a few things to point out here. We've got your new lower mainspring arbor port jewel, and in your bridge here we have your Okay, that's the movement rolling. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how we do. Okay, so looking pretty good. I'm gonna work on this a little bit here. It's really nice, no bead error to start with. Gaining a bit of time, but we'll be able to get that adjusted out. All right, I'm gonna keep a close eye on this. We're gonna watch it evolve and see how things go. We'll be back. Okay, Andy, we're back over on the calendar side. We're going to finish with the final construction and get you back in the case. Okay, well that's your movement built out. We're going to go ahead and get your dial and hands back on, and we'll be back in the case and ready to go. Okay, we're right here at the end, back in the case and ready to finish our process. And with that, we are complete. All right, well, let's just review what we've done. Your watch came in looking very good. It's an interesting piece whose history is a little interesting and muddled to me. I don't really know some of the details about this watch, but it's not really anything bad. It's just there are clearly somebody was in there at some point and doing some things, and perhaps the watch got dropped or had an issue with something. I'm not sure, but there were some parts and pieces that showed some signs of, perhaps past work in a way that I would not necessarily have done, but that's okay. I mean, it's, it is what it is. It's a great watch. It's really nice cosmetically. Looks very good. I think it's definitely looking its best now, in my opinion. I think the getting of the lume on the hands correct and making sure that it's all back the way it's supposed to be was very important. And in fact, I don't know if you can see, but there is some definite moisture intrusion damage along this, what I would call a beauty ring. That's part of your part of the internal chapter ring. It's not really a chapter ring, it's more of a reflective ring that's integrated underneath of the seal that goes into where the crystal sets. And so you have this very classic Seiko L-shaped gasket that is part of that sealing surface. And if that's not right, you can get some water coming in through the gasket itself. And what's interesting, and this watch had something I've never actually seen before, and that is, instead of the standard Viton L-shaped gasket that holds your crystal, you had a natural rubber gasket. Now, I'm not sure if that's original Seiko. I've seen them before in other people's videos and things. I'm not sure if it's a replacement, but it's as hard as a piece of plastic. And so the thing that's nice about the Seiko Viton is that it never got stiff. These can last for 100 years and never really crystallize into this plastic form. And so this is your gasket. I actually had to crack it to get underneath of it with a wood peg to remove it, and it was just it wasn't doing its job of sealing. And what was interesting is that somebody had slathered a bunch of silicone around the outside of the crystal and around the bezel, really not doing anything useful other than making a bit of a mess. But I had to clean all that out, and it was fine once I got it cleaned. But they had also polished your original crystal, and you can see there are some pits that they weren't able to take out, and a couple swirls. I don't polish glass, so it's not something I can change. We can always change the crystal if you decide that that's the way you would like to go. But that's the look you've got. Also, you had a cracked dial spacer, and I have them in stock, and so I just replaced it. Luckily, I do have L-shaped gaskets for this particular size crystal, so I do have them in stock as well. So that's been replaced. This was your case back seal, which was not the right size for your watch. Here's your bushing that was replaced with a jewel in your mainspring arbor ports. And this is your bad pallet fork, which was actually the root of the reason that the watch wasn't running well when it came in. So this has a chipped and misaligned jewel right here. So that had to be replaced. Your crown gasket has been replaced. It was a hard piece of plastic, and when you go to manipulate those to remove them, they just shatter into 1,000 pieces. So that's somewhere scattered amongst my things on my floor. I went ahead and put a vintage loom in your hands, and I think that came out really good. I cleaned your hands pretty well. They are in much better sort of polish finish than they were when they got here. You can see all the way up to the ends. You still have some of that chromium. These are, you can see that flipping back and forth along that line that is the gable that runs down through the center of that hour hand, and that reflects really nicely now. I left your second hand completely alone. I just left the loom. I didn't want to mess with it. It just has that good look to it. You're hacking, and so you pull out the crown, of course, and you get your second hand to stop so you can time the watch. The timing of this watch is really very good. This is such a solid runner. It's really, really accurate. It's a great watch. I'm super happy with the way things came out. All the functions are there. We can go through and do the day and date. Click over here. These small crown divers with these sort of larger cases, it's a little hard to get your fingers to set these, but there we go. Switch over at midnight, and we should see about 2 a.m. You go to Monday. Let's get this here, and then we can do the quick day and date, of course. Go all the way around. And there we are. All right. Well, Andy, I hope you're happy with the outcome. It's a really pretty little watch. I didn't do anything really specific to the case other than just to clean it, of course, and disassemble and get everything back together. All right, well, it's been a real pleasure. It's been fun to work on one of these. I've never worked on one of these particular early sport diver type watches, the 5 Sports. Really good movement. These 25 jewel 6116s are just so nice. Oh, I'm sorry, 6106. There's so many variants. Anyway, all right, well, thank you, Andy, and I'll be in touch. Thanks for watching.